Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Daniel Laizans with us today. And we are done with our competition. He's hosted the Freestyle and the Statics category yesterday for Barbarian 2024. I'm going to ask him a few questions about his experience and what he what he thinks about the calisthenics community. So, Daniel's now, of course, you've traveled the world, and this is your second time in India. How was your experience overall?
Overall, it was great. It feels good to be back after my first visit. The event was also great, long, but very enjoyable. I was happy to see that the level is relatively high of the athletes compared to other competitions I've judged around the world, and I'm feeling like I'm being taken care of very well. So, yeah, thanks to Murtuza for that.
So last night we had some really interesting athletes. Some of them through 720s and double gainers and stuff like that. So I want to know your view on how did you like the athletes, the freestyle athletes in particular.
I like the commitment that those athletes had. As you said, there were athletes that were throwing power moves. There was also a giant 540, and it's a rare occasion to see it being done in competitions. And I also noticed that there were no fails for these power moves, which again proves the commitment of these athletes, because I don't see it being done as much maybe in other competitions as it's here with the Indian community. So it was nice. And apart from that, it was great to also see that apart from dynamic athletes, there are a lot of strong athletes in statics and strength moves. So it's a great balance of everything.
Right. So, of course, we are Indians and hospitality is in our blood. How did you find the food in India?
Yeah, there were some things that were surprising to me because even though this is my second time, there were still some things as to the food that I tried for the first time. But yeah, I missed this experience. They already laughed about me, but the first thing I said when I landed here was that I want some local spicy Indian food. So I'm loving it. I enjoy it.
So in the last 3 years, we've had more than 14, 15 international judges who've come to India, and you've come for the second time. On an international level, you don't see a lot of Indian athletes coming up, but now where do you see the Indian calisthenics community going?
With what I've seen during the event, I think the Indian calisthenics athletes have a lot of potential, and I'm hoping to see them more often on the world stages. I know that there were some Indian athletes like Kunal that was competing.
Still.
So yeah, still exactly. Yeah. There's already some athletes, so I hope that number grows.
Right. So we've had Steel, we've had Siddharth, Little Beast. Recently, Aman, who you judged in the last competition, he also competed.
Yeah.
And we are also hoping that the number grows as and when years go by. Are there any moves that you remember from last night and that struck you?
Yeah. Other than the power moves I already mentioned, I remember. I think it was the same guy that did the giant 540. He also did some kind of a flip into the P-bars and caught himself into a front lever.
Oh, you're talking about Mental Messi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mental Messi, if you're watching this.
Yeah, that was because when you're judging that many participants, you really only the most outstanding things keep in your mind, So,
right.
That's something that I remember.
So now about the guys who won the freestyle category and the statics category. These are two brothers, Jalal and Shamim. You saw them planching and you saw them. I don't think they're more than 15, 16 years of age. What do you have to say about them?
Oh, are they that young?
Yeah, they're really young.
Wow, I had no clue. Yeah, first of all, I think it's awesome. Two brothers dominating the competition.
Right.
First places into separate categories. I think that's great. Yeah, it kind of reminds me when I started.
Right.
At age 16, I already had some accomplishments, competition-wise. So, yeah, wishing them all the best.
Lastly, I would like to ask, how did you find the team at Barbarian, right from volunteers to moderators, etc.?
The whole team was very welcoming. I also noticed at the event very hardworking. So, yeah, I have a lot of respect for the Barbarian team. And thanks again for the warm welcoming. I'm enjoying it.
So this is our last day with Daniels, and he's gonna travel to Bombay today for the calisthenics community meet at AISW. You can see him there.